Griffon Update is our student-produced digital magazine show bringing you news, sports, and information from Missouri Western State University and the surrounding region. During each program, we will present an in-depth look at the people, places, and events that make Missouri Western and the Northwest region of Missouri a great place to call home.
Hello, and welcome to Griffon Update. I'm Mackenzie Bose.
And I'm Morgan Doyle. On today's show, we'll be featuring some of the events that happened during homecoming week.
We'll also feature our international students by visiting the Autumn Chinese Festival and the Diwali Festival.
And last but not least, Bailey Ketchum will join us with her sports report.
Morgan, did you go to the Diwali Festival on campus?
No, unfortunately I didn't. Did you?
I did actually, and it was really interesting. The Diwali Festival is a way for the Hindu students here on campus to share their culture with the other students and staff. Diwali means Festival of Lights and celebrates the victory of lights over darkness. Ida Rasmussen has a story and will tell us more.
The Diwali festival is a way for the Hindu students to share their culture with the other students and staff of Missouri Western. The celebration was held in Bloom Student Union on Friday, October 20th, and it included authentic Indian food, dance performances, fireworks, and the release of floating candles on Missouri Western's South Pond. The event was free and open to the public.
We are celebrating Diwali in Missouri Western State University because we want to spread our tradition and our culture.
Diwali means a row of lights, and it's the biggest and most important holiday in India and Nepal.
Like the international student organization has helped a lot, and the Nepali students and the Indian students has helped us a lot to make this happen. And you guys who came here to make this event successful.
Having the festival here on campus is a great way for students to experience the unique Hindu traditions and culture. And it's also a way for the Hindu students to share their happiness with Missouri Western and to wish them a happy Diwali.
It is a beautiful thing to share. Like, they have to know us what beautiful things are going around the world and celebrate it together.
Diwali is the festival of light held once a year, and the main reason for the celebration is to symbolize the victory of light over darkness. For Griffon Update, this is Ida Rasmussen.
That looks like so much fun, and they were really good dancers.
I know. I wish I could dance like that. To learn more about Diwali and the Hindu culture, visit the International Student Services here on campus. Also, don't forget to check out the International Fair held in Spratt, Fulkerson Center on November 15th for more cultural experiences from around the world.
The Center for Multicultural Education held the Tunnel of Oppression to spread awareness of oppression and discrimination in a dark yet visual way.
Reporter Trey Stepney took the journey through the tunnel and gives us an inside look.
The Center for Multicultural Education opened the eyes of multiple students and staff members when they invited them to go through the Tunnel of Oppression. The event was held in Blum from October 9th to October 12th in room 207. Before entering the tunnel, individuals signed a waiver and took a quick survey. After forms were filled out, they were informed on the reasoning and safety procedures for the Tunnel of Oppression.
If at any time you feel emotionally distressed or overwhelmed and you decide to leave the tunnel, please do so quietly and without any disruptions.
After that, each person grabbed a mini flashlight and was directed through the tunnel. It's an event that is intended to keep students here on campus woke about privilege, power, and discrimination. Student Jared Parsons went through the tunnel and appreciates the experience.
You can look all over the walls and it shows you different facts and all that stuff. It was eye-opening, really. Like, it showed you that a lot of people you don't think about could be oppressed, and it kind of puts you in the place of their shoes. It's kind of a form of empathy.
Students and staff members volunteered in many ways to make the Tunnel of Oppression come to life. Jobs included setting up, guiding, and even acting.
I felt very lucky because obviously I'm not in the shoes of all these roles in real life, but I got the chance to portray it in a way that would make people believe it, that it is happening in the world. The third role that I got the chance to play was an immigration officer, through the immigration section. So I had to, let people know that it's not that easy to go through immigration. I had to like scan their bodies, ask them if they have any weapons or whatever, and then hope they get themselves deported from the United States and stuff like that.
A lot of hard work was put into building this maze-like tunnel, with numerous statistics and phrases boldly spread around.
We gathered all of the facts and information that are current and very up to date. So all of the facts that we build upon the tunnel, like on the walls and on the floors and everything like that, that's all very updated.
Although this event is done at other universities, the Center for Multicultural Education's director LaToya Fitzpatrick believes that this is a necessary and fun event to have here at Missouri Western.
I think it's important to make sure that the campus, that the community is educated about all these issues, whether they happened 100 years ago or whether they're happening now.
According to LaToya, this event happens every other year, so there is no telling what will be added to the tunnel.
Right before the tunnel happened, the shooting in Las Vegas happened. It just kind of depends on how the world turns, really.
Trayshawn Stepney reporting.
Thanks, Trey. If you want to know more about the next event sponsored by the Center for Multicultural Education, go to missouriwestern.edu/CME/events.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to discuss the Autumn Chinese Festival, and also we'll meet one of Missouri Western's most talented students.
At Missouri Western, it's on us.
It's on us, all of us, to take responsibility and stop sexual assault.
To create a campus environment where everyone is safe and feels safe.
To realize that ending sexual assault is not an individual endeavor,
but a collective effort.
To understand that it affects not only students, but faculty and staff members alike.
At Missouri Western, we take action.
It's on us to look out for each other and not look the other way.
We step up and say something.
We support survivors. We are going to be a part of the solution and not the problem.
It's on us to intervene and take responsibility.
So take action, because we can and will make a difference.
At Missouri Western,
it's on us
to put an end to sexual assault.
Begin by taking the pledge at itsonus.org.
Did you notice the really big full moon we had a few weeks ago?
Yeah, it was beautiful. Did you know that in China they have a festival that celebrates the full moon every fall?
Yes, my friends were talking about that at the Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival they went to here on campus. Reporter Francesca Lenzini visited the festival and has more.
Each year in China, on the 15th day of the 8th month, the Chinese celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival. The day, also known as the Moon Festival, is the time of year that the full moon is at its brightest.
So the Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival is the time when people eat mooncake, the round-shaped mooncake, very sweet mooncake, and people get together, visit their families, think about their loved ones.
Mooncakes, a pastry with the crust and filling of red bean or lotus paste, are delicacies served all over China in celebration of the festival.
So mooncake is kind of like a dessert. It's a few inches in diameter. It's made of flour with sweet fillings inside.
The festival celebrates harvest time and is traditionally celebrated with the gathering of families and thankfulness of what they have.
And certainly in some places they also have lanterns for the festivity. But mostly, as far as I could remember, it's always people eating mooncakes, having a good time.
Here at Missouri Western, the Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival was celebrated in style on Monday, October 9th in Spratt Hall. The celebration included poems, songs, gifts, and games. The festival was sponsored by both the Department of English and Modern Languages and the Office of International Student Services.
For more information on upcoming events, visit missouriwestern.edu/Griffon Weekly.
Mackenzie, do you have any cool talents?
Actually, pretty good at dad jokes.
Well, let's hear one.
What do you call it when you have cheese but no crackers?
What?
Crack-a-lack.
Oh my gosh. Well, I bet you can't touch your tongue to your nose.
Let's see it. Okay, that's pretty cool. But let's see someone with some real talent. Diana Hitzer is one of Missouri Western's most talented students. Our director, Amari Martin, has more on this story.
Something
Diana Hitzer. My full name is Mariatul Diana Hitzer, but I go by Lil D and also Dana over here in Missouri Western. I am from Malaysia, and this is my third year here. I'm a senior currently. I major in public relations. Yes, a lot of people have been asking me like, why don't you major in music or something like that? But singing has been my hobby ever since I was 9 years old. I've been singing and being the girl with the microphone since I was 9 years old. I was the school singer when I was in grade school. I was the school singer as well in my high school. And then I started picking up the guitar, you know, learning by myself. I never went to guitar classes. That was like all me. Yeah, I just learned by myself. I learned by books, YouTube videos, and that's basically how I picked up the guitar. And from that point on, I really performed musically on stage starting, I think high school is when I really got into like getting myself out there. I performed a lot at weddings, wedding receptions is what I mean. Wedding receptions in Malaysia, dinner performances for my friends and my family back home, family gatherings, school assemblies and stuff like that. So that's basically what I do back home. And so when I came here, I did not stop. Even though I look very different from other people, I still keep on doing what I do, which is singing. And I'm really glad that I get to share my talent with other people over here, and people enjoy me, and I really appreciate the fact that they do. My dad was the one who is kind of music oriented at home. My mom can't sing to save her life, but I think I got my gift of my voice from my dad, basically. And my parents are really supportive. They when I said I wanted to start playing the guitar, my dad would go ahead and bought me like a cheap guitar at first, and then I just started playing, and then I just was like really passionate about music. I've always been a music lover ever since I was a little girl, but then when I discovered that I can actually sing, my dad was the one who recommended me to actually perform at this wedding reception, and so like the drive that are given by my parents actually like boosted me to actually keep on doing what I do, which is singing. Of course, it's not my major, it's not something that I do for a living, I don't think, but it's definitely a hobby that I share with people, and I believe that, I mean, music makes everybody happy, like, yeah, and I'm glad that I can actually do that over here in Missouri Western. And of course, coming from a different country, you know, being an international student, what inspired me as well is having the urge to actually show that international students can do more than just come here to like study and get A's. Like, I can actually share my talent and actually make you guys feel happy about life just by singing and sharing my talent. So my favorite singer is Celine Dion. I have been worshiping her ever since I was a little child. And I think my dad was the one who introduced me to her. All of her old songs or classic songs were the ones that have like really power vocals. Like when I started singing, I kept on watching like her videos and stuff. I want to sing like her one day. Like I want to be able to reach that note and sing like her. And up to this day, I just love her so much. Like Celine Dion is like the queen. Well, to name a few like the newer like singers, I can say Rihanna is a really, really wonderful person, and Mariah Carey, like the old Mariah Carey, I've been looking up to her. Her vocals are just out of this world. Like if you can go to like her Grammy performance when she was like 20 years old or something, she sang that song like effortless. Like I want to be like her someday, but not there yet, but I'm gonna be there someday. But to answer your question, Celine Dion is my queen, has been my queen, and will forever be my queen. I graduated from Missouri Western. Like I said, I major in public relations, but what I want to go with my major, I really want to work in the entertainment field. I want to work with artists. Like I want to work with a record label. I want to be able to organize events. I want to be able to organize concerts for people and stuff like that. So I mean, it goes hand in hand with my talent. Like I can sing, I love music, and I also do PR. Like if you ask me like if I want to do business and stuff like that, maybe, but I really don't like numbers. That's something about me. Fun fact about me, I hate numbers. I cannot do math at all. Hence the reason why I chose to do public relations, that I can speak in front of people and I can sing, I can share my talent. So that's basically what I want to do. Like, I'm going to go into the entertainment field and basically work with artists that I hope I can work with, you know, and still continue to sing. I will never stop singing. I don't think so.
Forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a difference between.
Wow, she really is amazing. I wish I could hit notes like that, but I guess I'll just have to stick to my little tongue trick.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just stick to that. After this quick break, join Mary Beth Rosenauer for the Griffon Newscast.
The award-winning newscast. This past week, the Griffon Newscast won a first-place award for the best newscast at the National College Media Association Fall Conference in Dallas. Way to go, producer Elijah Smith and the Griffon News. Stay tuned for this award-winning newscast after this message.
One out of every 4 car accidents are caused by texting and driving.
Wait, what did you just say?
You heard me. That's better. Keep your eyes on the road.
The Griffon Newscast. Your news in 5 minutes from the Griffon News. The definition of convergence. This is the Griffon Newscast with Mary Beth Rosenauer.
Welcome to the Griffon Newscast. I'm Mary Beth Rosenauer. In early October, administrators made the decision to remove Missouri Western's emergency phone beacons due to a lack of use and a hefty cost of repairing the phones. The cost to repair the emergency phones would have been nearly $100,000, and annual costs for operation would cost $5,600 per phone unit. Fixing the units would have involved digging up the parking lots around campus to put the new Ethernet cables. The phones reportedly were only used twice in the last 7 years.
A lot of that has to do with just the prevalence of cell phones and the technology, and you know, all the students. I mean, if you walk across campus, most everybody has their phone out or something like that. So we know that they have those and know how to use those to reach out for help.
Western is hoping to replace the emergency phones with a feature on their eventual smartphone app. The app will most likely not be finished until the summer of 2018, and even then, there is no guarantee of an emergency feature. Until then, students that feel unsafe can call the campus police department at 816-271-4438. There is a 24-hour police presence on campus and courtesy patrol available to all students. An alleged sexual misconduct in Judah Hall was reported to campus police on October 16th. We are still working to get more details, but we do know the crime was reported to have happened at some point during the previous week. The names of the victim and witnesses were not included in the report. In addition, it is a policy of the Griffon News to not identify victims of sexual assault. The report does not list a suspect, but it does include the phrase first offense. On October 21st, the Education Department rescinded 72 guidances dealing with the rights of students with disabilities. In an email to the Griffon News, Missouri Western's Accessibility Resources Coordinator, Mike Ritter, said that the changes do not directly affect students at the college level, but it's unknown how students in K-12 will be impacted. The removal of these measures stems from the Trump administration's push for the removal of what they perceive as unnecessary and outdated policies. Missouri Western's graduate program in Human Factors and Usability Testing is being phased out. The program was being headed up by 2 faculty members in the psychology department, and after one left, the university was unable to fill the position, forcing them to suspend the program. Administrators say master's programs tend to come and go more frequently than undergraduate programs.
Faculty in that discipline are very difficult to recruit. There are not a lot of doctoral programs in that area yet, and so there are few faculty being prepared, and so we're all after them.
Losing one faculty member isn't catastrophic, but in this case, when you have one faculty member and couldn't add to it, it really caused the program to need to be sort of phased out.
The students currently in the program will be offered classes to be able to complete their degree. All-conference running back Josh Caldwell was dismissed from the Missouri Western football team on October 26th. Caldwell, a junior, had been suffering from a minor shoulder injury, but it's unknown if that played a role in his dismissal. Head coach Matt Williamson told the Griffon News that Caldwell's decision to leave the team was mutual. However, Caldwell disagrees. He said, quote, "I would never leave my teammates hanging. I love those boys," end quote. Williamson says Caldwell's dismissal was not due to any violation of team rules. On October 12th, Missouri Western hosted a study away fair for students interested in study abroad opportunities. Booths and tables were set up with information on financial aid, exchange programs, and international student services, among others. One professor says the expense shouldn't deter students from taking the opportunity to study away.
I think the value of what you gain from going abroad or even going away in the United States is really invaluable. And I don't know anybody who said, oh man, that was too expensive, or I wish I hadn't spent that money.
It's a good way to kind of learn how to travel, navigate different cities and get accustomed to being somewhere that's a little out of your comfort zone.
More information on all the trips and opportunities available to students can be found on the Study Away page on Missouri Western's website. That's your news in 5 minutes. As always, you can find a closer look at all the stories making news at Missouri Western by picking up a copy of the Griffon News or by logging on to our website at thegriffonnews.com. I'm Mary Beth Rosenauer, and thanks for watching.
Welcome back. It was homecoming week here at Missouri Western, and the theme of this year's homecoming was the legend of Griffon Hollow.
Wow, Morgan, you sounded spooky. One of the homecoming events that took place was the Homecoming Monster Mash Bash. Reporter Gannon Cornley was at this event and can tell us more.
I think it's a lot more involved, and I don't know if that's because it has been Halloween and people are more in the spirit of Halloween, which automatically puts them more in the spirit for homecoming. Because we were just kind of walking by and we're like, oh my gosh, the Monster Mash is going on. We've got costumes in my dorm room. Let's just go grab them and come back. So that was pretty fun. I'm glad that we did it.
Pretty exciting, the blood drive. We went to the blood drive yesterday. We both donated and it was a good time. Got as many Oreos as you could eat. That's the whole point of going, right? Saving people, that comes secondary. Oreos first.
I've been to everything this week except for the Minute to Win It. I'm in Alpha Sigma Alpha on campus. So not only are we encouraged, but my brother is one of the royalty nominees. So it's kind of fun to get to not only be involved on campus, but cheer on my brother too. Oh, I've been having a lot of fun, getting to dance, the food's great. Oh yeah. I'm super excited for the parade. My sorority's float is gonna be the best out there, so you'll have to check it out.
And I am Vinny, the taxi cab driver from Halloween Town.
Getting ready. This is pretty fun to get all this makeup on and stuff, so.
Well, we've been more organized as an organization. We've got a lot more stuff done with our group. Our float looks awesome, so making some progress every year.
Thanks, Gannon. That looked like so much fun. I wish I could have gone to show off some of my fancy moves.
Fancy moves? Oh boy, Mackenzie. Did you go to the homecoming parade?
No, I didn't get to. But reporter Jake Michael braved the cold weather and can tell us all about the cool floats and activities that took place.
From current students to alumni to young children with a sweet tooth, many gathered along the streets of Frederick Avenue to enjoy the Missouri Western Homecoming Parade on Saturday morning. Winter seemed to have come early that morning, as everyone was bundled up to fight the vicious cold weather. However, those in attendance did not seem bothered to not fill their bags with candy or listen to the marching bands. The parade was open to the public, and the streets were closed due to it. Those participating made their way into the heart of downtown St. Joe. Starting things off was the Golden Griffon Marching Band, while the Griffon cheerleaders followed behind to greet those on the sidewalks, both groups getting themselves into the school spirit before the homecoming football game. The festivities also included convertible vehicles, including those most recognizable at Missouri Western, including Dr. Robert Vardabedian and his wife Dr. Laurel Vardabedian. Also featured were prominent alumni, including John Klin from the class of 2011, who most recently won the Gold Award. The parade also played host to high schools in Northwest Missouri, even local high schools such as Central High School, Lafayette High School, and Benton High School, who flooded the streets with their respective marching bands. Even Greeks were involved as they created and customized their own floats and walked the streets to spread the word about Greek life and all the fun that comes along with it.
I really enjoy seeing all the floats, especially the ones that the Greek life does because I feel like they put the most time and effort into it. I think it's really fun for like all the kids that come out and do it to the parade because all the local bands and high schools come and perform. So I think that's really awesome too.
Representing the Student Government Association was Student Body President Kyle Fusen, as he sits in the back of a convertible greeting and waving to the crowd. The parade itself was relatively short-lived, but still brought a lot of joy to those in the community. It was a great celebration for many and showcased plenty of school spirit on the day of homecoming. Though the conditions and the weather were not totally ideal, it wasn't too much to keep those from lining the streets to support Missouri Western and all it stands for. Reporting for Griffon Update, I'm Jake Michael.
Homecoming week isn't complete without the pep rally. Students and staff cheer and enjoy performances from social groups here on campus.
Trey was there to give us a scoop on this event.
You can never go wrong with the pep rally. This is a time where students and staff members show off their school spirit and get pumped for the homecoming game.
You're on defense, and it's third down. You got to stand up and yell as loud as you can.
This year's pep rally, which is October 27th, had cool performances from fellow students, and the Royal Court was officially announced. There was a lot of time and planning put into this event. Student Megan Bates was placed with the director's position for the pep rally. Her and others put in tons of work into this traditional event.
We started planning back in the spring and we got together once a week. We continued to meet this semester and we met a couple times in the summer to go over planning, and there was a lot of outside work as well from the meetings.
Megan Bates also believes that the pep rally is one of the most important things when it comes to homecoming week.
I loved watching the dances because it's always nice to see organizations celebrating Missouri Western and supporting the school as a whole for homecoming.
There was a spook down here at this year's pep rally where multiple social groups took part in a dance routine. Freshman and member of Alpha Sigma Phi fraternity Seth Wetzel took part in one of the performances with his fellow brothers.
We did like ballet, and then we did like a little hip hop part. I know some of the guys were a little nervous, but for the most part it was a pretty good time.
All social groups were in charge of creating an entertaining dance routine. Everything was fair game. Cool costumes, creative song selection, and most importantly, awesome dance moves.
We drove to Savannah. There's a dance studio there, and we had she was a dance lady. She would choreograph it and everything like that.
Seth Wetzel believes that homecoming is not the same without a pep rally.
I mean, it just kind of brings out the spirit of the school, you know, it brings everybody kind of together, has some fun, you know, it gets everybody involved. It just gives everybody something to do too, so I mean, it's always definitely a good time, help, you know, people bond better when, you know, during homecoming week.
I love pep rallies. It's a great way to get everyone excited for the football game. And speaking of football games, we'll be right back with Bailey Ketchum and her sports report.
You mean award-winning Bailey Ketchum.
What?
Yep. Bailey won a first place for long documentaries at the National College Media Association Conference in Dallas.
Oh, right. Was that for her profile on Missouri Western soccer goalie Sarah Lyle?
You're right. So coming up next is our award-winning Bailey Ketchum with her sports report.
And purple and blue.
Those two. Sure, you get like 15 seconds of each one.
Hey, Pink's in here. What's Noah? Girls. Always baby proof.
Welcome to the Griffon Update Sports Report, your place to catch up on all Griffon sports. I'm your host, Bailey Ketchum. It was another exciting weekend for Griffon athletics. First up, Griffon volleyball continued their winning ways by beating Lindenwood on Friday and sweeping number 16 Central Missouri on Saturday to extend their win streak to 7 matches and clinching a home match in the MIAA tournament. Reporter Tanner Cobb has more on the games.
Missouri Western volleyball team hosted Lindenwood University on Friday, October 27th. The Griffs had a slow start during the first set and found themselves down early.
Obviously, we got off to a slow start in the first set. Kind of let them control the tempo, let them win the serve and pass game, and so in between sets we talked about it and decided that we were going to set the tempo early in the second set, and we came out and did that.
Despite the Griffs' comeback bid, the Lions won set 1 by a score of 25-19. However, Western bounced back and won 3 sets in a row to win the match 3-1 thanks to good execution.
It's not so much about tone as it is just execution, and coming out and executing better, especially like I mentioned in the serve and pass game. We served a little bit tougher, kept our errors low. So when you can keep them out of system, and on the flip side, on your side, be in system and be able to run your offense how you want it to, and force them into options that they don't want, then you can really flip a match.
This win gave Western an 11-2 conference record, tying for second overall in MIAA with Central Oklahoma.
Our coaching staff really stresses no matter how good a team is or how bad a team is, you still have to come out with the same mentality. So every win is a big win for us, but this is definitely what we needed to kind of propel us forward.
The Griffs have now won 10 out of their last 11 matches and 6 in a row. They've been able to do that in a result of good team volleyball and the great scouting done by the coaching staff.
Just stay controlled, play Griffon volleyball really. We get really great scouting reports from our coaches, so that helps us prepare a lot. And so just being able to go out on the court and execute from point one and knowing their tendencies and being able to execute their weaknesses.
After this big win, the Griffins host number 16 UCM next. This is Tanner Cobb reporting from Griffon Update Sports.
In other sports news, Griffon football had another tough loss against Washburn on Saturday, but they did not go down without a fight. Reporter Morgan Doyle has more on the game.
I'm Morgan Doyle here at Spratt Stadium, where the Missouri Western Griffins are taking on the Washburn Ichabods for the homecoming game.
After a rough first half, Missouri Western football rallied back for a tight game to conclude homecoming week. The Griffins lost to the Washburn Ichabods 24-34. Mo West got on the board in the first half with a field goal, and the score was just 3-27 going into halftime. But the Griffins came back fighting in the second half and outscored the Ichabods 3-1. And while it still wasn't enough to get the win, head coach Matt Williamson was still proud of his team.
I commend the whole football team and everybody within our program and our coaching staff about how we reacted and came out in the second half. Very proud of them. The kids are seeing the changes. Obviously, they're not on the scoreboard where we're in the win column yet, but I'm telling you, great things are happening, and I'm really excited, and I feel awesome about the second half.
The Griffins scored their first touchdown in the middle of the third quarter, thanks to Derek Gray's 15-yard run. They carried that momentum and scored yet again in the third quarter with a 5-yard run from quarterback Dom Marino, who was also responsible for a touchdown in the fourth quarter with an 8-yard pass to Brock Broughton. Both Marino and Skylar Windmiller switched in and out of the quarterback position, with Windmiller being the passing leader with 163 yards.
Coming out second half down 24 points, that's kind of when you start to hit crunch time, we need to go ahead and pick this up, and I think we did an amazing job in the second half of getting everything that we needed to get done. We just couldn't, as a lot of people say, we just ran out of time.
Aside from the freezing temperatures, love was also in the air on Saturday. The women's soccer team was recognized at halftime for their historic season, and in the midst of it all, former Griffin Dalen Harper got down on one knee and proposed to goalie Lexi Martin, and she said yes, allowing at least a couple Griffins to walk out of the stadium with a win on Saturday. Morgan Doyle, Griffon Update.
It was a roller coaster weekend for Griffin soccer as they shut out rival Northwest Friday and competed for a chance to win the MIAA conference title Sunday against Central Missouri, the #1 team in the nation. Unfortunately, they did not get the outcome they wanted on Sunday. Reporter Brett Howery has more on the game, and reporter Bo Baker spotlights the Griffin soccer seniors.
Hi, I'm reporter Brett Howery here at Spartan Memorial Stadium as the 15-2 Missouri Western Griffins take on the 16-0 University of Central Missouri Mules. This is going to be a conference championship game. This is a big game in Missouri Western's history, as this is the best Missouri Western soccer team in team history. This is the final game for the Missouri Western soccer seniors, as they know it'll be a hard-fought game facing off against the #1 team in the nation. But they're hoping to come out of this game with a hard-fought win that they feel like they deserve. For the seniors, this will be one of the last times they'll be able to stand in unity with their fellow players. This game started off like any other soccer game, with the ball going back and forth up and down the field. north, south, east, and west, going everywhere, as neither team could take advantage of the other one. UCM would strike first, however, with Jada Scott scoring off a header in the 34th minute, and then way later on, in the 74th minute, Bailey Edwards would score on the left side of the box, 12 yards out. Senior Paige Phipps talked about how proud she was of the team.
You know, even though it was a 2-1 or 2-0 loss, I feel like as a team we played really well. This proves that we can stick with teams in the top 25 in the nation. I mean, UCM is ranked #1 in the nation.
Junior Bailey Ketchum after the game, and we talked about how she feels like, although a hard game, this is a game that Missouri Western could have won.
I am disappointed, but I'm not disappointed in our performance. We really came out in the first 10 minutes and we showed them that we are here and we can beat them. And I feel like they had to step their level up to us, because they didn't. I think they came out kind of like they were going to win the game pretty easily, but we gave them a run for their money.
I will rise and stand tall, and stand tall, and stand tall. I will rise, I will rise, I will rise, I will rise above them all.
Your Griffon women's soccer team has 8 seniors this year, and they've made history every year that they've been in this league. I talked to a couple of seniors about what they're going to miss once they leave Missouri Western.
In soccer, I mean, soccer has been my life, but since I was 4 years old, I grew up playing soccer. My parents played soccer when they were my age. And I mean, it's been part of my life, and Missouri Western Griffon soccer has been the best team I've ever been on. And I'm gonna miss that extremely.
I'll miss the girls, being with them majority of the time. I mean, I see them pretty much every waking moment.
I also discussed with these ladies their best memory here at Missouri Western.
This entire season, it's been really cool. Breaking records, this is the best we've ever done. And this is the best I've ever done, so it's really cool.
Watching the girls progressively get better has been awesome, and it's really fun to be a part of.
They also discussed with me what type of legacy that they want to leave behind once they leave Missouri Western.
I hope that I leave a legacy behind with the seniors that I'm graduating with, that they continue to make the NCAA tournament every single year. They're at the top of the conference every single year, and they can go out and win a national championship. And that's the type of legacy I want to leave behind. I want to leave behind all the motivation and the dedication that Griffon soccer is all about.
To give it your all every day, even during practice, because it's going to go by quick.
Congratulations to the seniors on the historic run that you guys made this year and in years past, but you guys still have a job to do. Good luck in the MIAA tournament and the NCAA tournament. For Griffon Update, this has been Bo Baker.
The women host the first playoff game for the first time in school history this Wednesday, in hopes of continuing their postseason play. That's all we have for you today in sports. For more information on Griffon Athletics, check out gogriffons.com.
Thanks, Bailey. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. You can watch our show on MWSU-TV Channel 12.
You can also catch us on the Griffon Update Vimeo and YouTube channels and the Missouri Western Student Media homepage.
And make sure you check out the next edition of the Griffon News.
For all of us here at Griffon Update, thank you for watching.